when we get an acting contract, what are the warning signs that we should be looking out for? Like, these are things that are gonna screw us over if we don't know beforehand. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Muhoza, and for those of you who don't know, I'm an actress. I've been to many schools, and that's why today I want to tell you about my experience and let you know if I thought it was worth it or not. And I just want to say, I've had this video on my list of to-dos since I started my channel in September, and I've just kept pushing it back because it's not a controversial topic, but I am very opinionated on it. And not all these opinions are pretty. But in the words of Drake, I'm not here to give out compliments or boost nobody's confidence. Name that track in the comments. Now I lost my train of thought because I was trying to make a dad joke. Okay, think. So ultimately I decided to make this video because I was thinking of my sweet, innocent 19-year-old self who moved back to Toronto, got a crappy bachelor apartment because I wanted to study acting and I wanted to make it my full-time job. And so the things I'm going to discuss are things I wish I had known, things I should have done more research on, and if somebody out there is in the same scenario, I hope you find this somewhat helpful. First things first is, whenever I have my pen out, I mean business. So the first thing we're going to discuss is money, because unfortunately it makes the world go round. And if you're specifically thinking about applying to a theater school, just know that the workload is intense. They have about 12 hours to 14-hour days, 5 to 6 days a week. And that doesn't leave a lot of time for you to have a part-time job. So that's actually something I did do well. One of the very few things I did well was before applying for theater school, I worked full-time for 11 months, almost a year, and saved up every single penny. And of course, there are other things you can do. You can apply for grants, you can apply for scholarships. Grants, a lot of them go unclaimed. So look into applying for as many of those as you possibly can. I know some of them are very taxing. They're asking you to talk about your deepest trauma for $1,500. But if you're in theater school, you're gonna have to do that anyway. So just get used to it and get your money. Another thing to consider when it comes to money is the length of your program. How long is this gonna take? Because if you're in a program that's about 4 years long and you have an intense workload, are you going to be able to sustain yourself throughout those 4 years without making much of an income, except maybe during the summertime? And I know when you're applying for schools, you're not thinking about how broke I'm going to be after first year or second year. You're just thinking about getting in. I get it. Trust me, I've been there. But the more you can prepare, the better the overall experience is going to be. Because trust me, it's going to get real fast. So this next one I think is more important than even the money aspect of it, and that's the faculty of the school you're going to. This is honestly the number one thing that I regret the most and that I resent about my experience in school, specifically at the theater school, was that I did not research the teachers before I went there. Because teaching is a huge ass responsibility. It's huge, especially in that field when you ask students to be vulnerable and open. It's a huge responsibility, and not everybody's meant for it. I don't care what your diploma says. I don't care where you graduated from. Not everybody is meant to be an acting school teacher. All right, so let's say that you have narrowed it down to your 3 top schools. Go to their website and look up the faculty, like your FBI, your Instagram stalking skills, this is when it comes into play. Look at if the faculty of the school is inclusive, because that's going to inform the values and the beliefs of that school and how it's going to be operated. You know, it's one thing if you're like in a tiny town to have a faculty that's not as diverse. But if you're a school that's in a huge city, a huge multicultural city, and your staff is 90% white, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And while you're looking into the faculty, don't be afraid, eh? Don't be shy to take it a step further and look at the work history of the teachers. Like, I wish I would have done that. I did do it for my second time around, but for the first time, I didn't even look to see if the teacher's work history aligned with my own personal ambitions and dreams that I have. So check the credits. And after you've done all of that stalking, speak to them. Now, I'm not saying to like speak to every single teacher you're gonna have, but try to arrange a meeting, even like a quick one-on-one video call with the head of department or the dean of the school. And this is the time for you to do your vibe check, okay? Because once you step into these schools, they require you to wear your heart on your sleeve every single day, okay? But it's not everybody that's worth that trust. So that's when you have to step in and like listen to your gut instinct when you're speaking to these teachers and see, no, I'm not gonna open myself up to you because I think you're trash, or I don't trust your intentions. Or yes, actually, I think you're a teacher who is nurturing and who just wants the students to become more of themselves and blossom, and I will open up. Because I think people get confused. I think certain teachers get confused when they give constructive criticism. It's not constructive. You're ridiculing the person, okay? You're like making them feel like a fool, and that's like the complete opposite. I'm just going on a tangent right now. Maybe I need to stop and like redo this whole take. Okay, I've gathered myself. Was getting a little carried away, but I'm not gonna edit that take. I'm just gonna leave it as is. I also realized that for most of it, like half of my head was cut off, but whatever. All of that to say that teachers are going to shape who you are, not just you as the actor, but you as the person. So just be really careful, be mindful, and research as much as you possibly can on them as individuals, not just them as the school, just so you can go in there at least feeling confident that nobody's gonna take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Now we have to look at the courses that these schools are offering. And I'm sure you're already gonna do that, but look at them in depth and then ask yourself, what kind of actor do I wanna be? What kind of actor do I hope to be? What skill set am I actually gonna need? And I say this because if your dream is to be the lead in a sitcom, let's say, that's very different than if your dream is to perform at Stratford. You know, very different acting skills. I was in a theater school and I was there for a year. It was very short and sweet. It wasn't sweet, but I was there, and they had like elaborate dance classes where we would learn how to waltz and tango and ballet. And it's nice to like type up your resume and put at the end can tango or tango level 1. But when you're out there auditioning, how many times you get called in because there's tango at the bottom of your resume? I want to know, like, I'm genuinely curious, because to me, those resources could be reinvested into other places. And this all goes back into saying, know the kind of actor you want to be, the kind of skill sets you want to have. And it's difficult if you're like straight out of high school to know these things. Like, I'm just thinking about this in hindsight, but it's important, okay? Because don't waste your time. So on top of the year I did in theater school, I also, oh, by the way, before that year there, I took a year where I was in this like introductory to performing arts program. Do you hear that? Introductory. So it was basically a year of school to prepare me to audition for these places. Like, I've been in this ish for way too long. So I did that, did the theater school, and then I went into a film and TV program, which is the one that I ended up graduating in. And so that program offered things like motion capture classes. We had the motion capture class for a very limited amount of time, and I hope they're expanding on that, because working with green screen video games are really relevant in our industry. And if that's something that interests you, look for programs that you can get that from. One course that I wish we had more of, and I am begging every single school, every single acting school, please do more of this, and that is the business side of acting, okay? Don't let us go out into this world not knowing ish, please. When I was in school, we were told frequently, don't wait by the phone, go out there, make your own work. But houseway, have you prepared me to do so? But I'm actually, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, the program I graduated from, the film and TV one, it did give me a lot of resources and tools to make my own work, or at least get started on it. But there's still so much that I wish I knew. Like all the grants. How exactly do you go about applying for grants? Like, what are the steps? Let's do a mock trial, okay? Mock trial of us having to apply for a grant. Another thing, contracts. When we get an acting contract, what are the warning signs that we should be looking out for? Like, these are things that are gonna screw us over if we don't know beforehand. So put that in your curriculum, please and thank you. Just slip that in, sprinkle it for your students. When you're looking at potential schools, you're on the website, you click the program you want to go to, click the courses they offer, and then see if there's a business for acting course in there. Click on that and read it thoroughly and look at what they offer in that class. Like, do they offer how to do your taxes, how to apply for grants, how to get an agent or a manager? Like, do they walk you through those steps? Or is it just like a vague line of, you will be a business person as well as a creative person? And if it's something vague like that, call them up. Call the number, speak to the head of department, and get the answers you need. Another course that is really important, and I wish that I had more of, is the audition class. We had, let me see. So we had an audition class for one semester, and it was split into two. We did the film and TV audition class, and we did the commercial audition class. And they were great. They were rushed, but they were good. And I just think that audition classes need to be prioritized, and they need to be taken as importantly as a scene study class, because once we graduate, our job is to audition. That's all we have, is to audition. And so we need to have that practice. We need to know how to like walk into the room and feel comfortable, feel confident, and feel prepared. So audition classes, give us more of those. Okay friends, I don't want to make this video 500 hours, so I'm just gonna wrap it up with some quick tips of things you can do. before you start applying to these schools. One, you can speak to a former student and see what their experience was like. Two, you can talk to an actor, a working actor. It doesn't even have to be somebody who went to like a formal school, but that I think will help you know what you need to arm yourself once you've graduated from school. The last thing is to just tally up everything and see if this school that you want to go to, will that prepare you to audition? Because like I said, that's what you will be doing. For me personally, like what has made going to school worth it are the connections I've made from it, from the students, like lifelong friends, to colleagues, to teachers that are incredible and that I can still reach out to whenever I need advice. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because YouTube algorithm thumbs up means more people are shown the video in their like explore page. You know what it is. Leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe. I will see you next week. Bye. Struggle proudly.